Hello everybody, this is Daniel here. So guys, I had a comment in one of the previous Godot videos from a person who wants to create a spaceship simulator sort of game, and it was with some doubt regarding the physics for that game. So this is what we are going to do today, trying to help that person working with the physics for the game. As you can see, this is basic stuff that I'm doing. We could use the rotation to rotate the spaceship for whatever you want, but I'm just doing the basics to move forward, backwards, and to um, move left or right, more on a diagonal side. So but it has what he wants. Just it is the you look when we move forward, like this example, we are moving forward and then we move backwards. He maintains the movement for a little and then starts moving for the correct direction. I think it is that what the person desired to do, but you had some doubts on that. So this video is for you if you're watching it. So no further ado, let's start working on it. I will stop this. I will just remove this prefab that I had, because this one contains the code, and I will grab the one that does not contain the code. So it is the same animation and all that, just doesn't have any code. So uh, first things first, what we need to do here is to create some variables and call our sprite for the play the animation, sort of. So let me just open here. Okay, first let's X on ready for our sprite, and we call it, sorry, forgot the verb, our sprite, and we call it our animated sprite here. Then we need a variable for the speed. Sorry, speed, my keyboard will be 100. And we are going to have a max speed because we don't want our spaceship to really go at the speed of light. Okay, so I will do an export variable max speed, and I will say it why I'm using the export, and our speed will be 0 at the beginning. So why I'm doing this export var max, it's because if you go now here on rigid body and go to the inspector, I think I hadn't forgot nothing. Yeah, max speed, it's supposed to be here. Okay, it's not showing because of what? Okay, let me just doing a quick check here. Sometimes these things happen. Let me just remove it, add it. Let me just open here, not prefab scripts. Where is it? This is one, the spaceship 2D. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's not showing for some reason, but when you do this export, add export var, here in the inspector, it's supposed to show the the variable with the value that you added by default. Let me just try another thing. I think this is ridiculous. Export var something equals blah blah. Oh, I think it's because of this. Crappy. Yeah, okay. My bad. It was my issue. I didn't notice. So, okay, this is fixed now. As you can see here on the inspector, you have the name of the variable and the default value that we added. And here, if you need to change the max speed, you can do it here instead of going to the code and changing in the code. And for example, you have this for like 100 times in the code, you have to change that 100 times, and instead of that you can just go here and change it. Okay, so one more variable, it will be a variable that will be 1 or -1 or 0, depending if we are turning left, right, or we are not turning at all. So I will call it x position or x pose, and it will be 0 for starting. Okay, and since we have animation, let me just add it here quickly on the ready, the animation idle. Okay, and this way it will start with the idle on the animation. By the way, if I'm using rigid body and I want this to not have gravity, you need to add your gravity to 0. Okay, so now on our physics process function, we are going to work on inputs, and inside our inputs we are going to do some validations to speed up to add some speed, to move our spaceship, turn left or right diagonally, and to flip it to up or down depending on which keys we are pressing. So now we are going to work on the left and right first, because they are the ones that have less stuff. So if our input dot is action pressed, in my case it's left. By the way, these keys are already configured here in the project, and the project will be on GitHub. You will have the link below, because this project is the same as the previous videos. I'm just adding stuff here, so you will have everything there. So since we are pressing left, we need to put our sprite playing the left animation, and we need to do a validation, because we need to check if our sprite is flipped vertically or not. In case of true, our x position will be -1. If not, it will be 1. I don't want to say this wrong, but I believe the -1 is when you are looking up or forward and turning left. Okay, and when you are looking down, it will be 1, because your left, it will be kind of your right. If you know what I mean, because you're looking down, and then your left will be your right and your right will be your left. And okay, it's a little bit confusing, but you guys will understand at the end. Okay, so let's do the same for, I will just copy paste because it will be easier. Okay, let's do the same for right. Okay, and this, I believe it will equals, and here it's the other way around. If it's flipped, the position will be, the x position will be 1. If not, it will be -1. Okay, until now this is not very hard to understand, because we are just checking for left and right inputs, playing the correct animation, and just doing a validation if we are flipping, and if we are flipping we will add our position -1 or 1 depending on the up or down, if we are pressing up or down, and left or right at the same time. So now we need to add, oh, this is not if, by the way, this is elif, because, sorry, elif, and now if we are not pressing none of them, this will be 0, okay, because it will, and the sprite will play the idle animation again, okay. Now for the other part. This one will have a little bit more code, but it's simple to understand anyway. So we need to check if we are pressing up or down to move on the direction we are pressing, and for that already add an input for that as well. Input dot is just action, just press, in this case it's forward, and here we are going to do a validation if our speed is at the max speed available or not. If the speed is not on the max speed, we'll increase it by a value, and if it's on the max speed, we'll do nothing. So we're doing a validation if speed will be higher than negative max speed, because we are going to the negative side of the y-axis, and if it's true, speed will be minus equal 0.5. Okay, I'm just doing a reduction, because if you, for example, you are moving down, so you are going to the positive side of y-axis, and the values of speed will be positive, okay. And I did that in a way that we can check if we are up or moving down. It will be easier to work with. So now we here on the rigid body we have velocity but not dot velocity. To work with the velocity here, it will be the linear velocity, okay. And if you add the speed and the max speed, that linear velocity will be at that speed. At that time it will not increase the speed with time, okay. That's why we are doing the increment, in this case decrement, of the speed, to have that effect that we are impulsing or having some force pushing our spaceship to the direction that we want. Yeah, we could use the add force, but this way you understand a little bit better how the physics work, okay. So for this itself, because it's our rigid body, and if you press linear, you will have a lot of stuff. So it's linear velocity, and linear velocity, it will receive a vector. It will be equals. In our case, it's a vector 2, and we don't mess with the x. We're just going to mess with the y. So our velocity on the x will be 0, and on the y will be the speed that we are incrementing or decrementing, okay. And in this case we are going to get our sprite and say that the flip, it will be false, okay. And we are going to do the same for the when we are pressing down, but with just a slight change, okay. When the value is less than the max speed, we are going to increase, and here will be the same, but the flip will be true, okay. Now what we need to do when we want our things to work on my dog already know the answer. When we need to move things on GODOT from the character body, we have the move and slide. Sorry, and here for the rigid body, we are going to have the move and collide. So we need to do that. Move and collide. It will receive a vector 2, and here you are going to add the X position and 1. This one here, the X position it's here. It will be here. That will happen to move your spaceship diagonally to the left or to the right. However, I will add here increment this, multiply this by the speed and by delta. Okay, and let's try, because I think it's okay now and we don't have any issue. So let's give it a try. You guys think it will work? It will not work. It will crash for some reason. Let's try it. Okay, we have it here. Oh, what happened? Okay, let me just check if I remove everything. Okay, this is a static, but it doesn't. Okay, we have a problem here, and the problem is when we try to. I think it's save it. Let me just check. When we try to move, as you can see, it's buggy. So this is interesting. So let's debug it together and see what we have done wrong. Okay, so we have our variables, we have our speed, our max speed, and our X position. Okay, on ready we have to display the idle animation, and then we are on physics process, we are doing some validations, and the validations are, if we are pressing left, it will play the left sprite. It will validate if we flipped the sprite vertically or not, and it will add a -1 or 1 depending on our up or down is pressed as well or not, in which direction we are looking at. If not, it will check for the right and will do basically the same. If not, it will be idle and the position will be 0. Now we are going to check our forward and backward, and if we are pressing up, we are going to check if the speed is higher than the negative speed. If it's true, we are going to decrease the value of speed, and on our self here on our velocity, it will be the vector, it will be the linear velocity equals to our vector on with the speed on our y-axis, and we are not flipping vertically, and here it's backwards. Okay, see, backwards. And if it's backwards, then it will validate our speed again. If it's less than the max speed, and it will increase linear velocity, it will be the same as the I could put this in one line, but okay, not worrying with that now. So it is a vector with the speed, and then we are going to move it and collide. I think the issue was only on the backward, but it is good to debug this all together, because we learn a few things. So let's see now. And as you can see, it's a little bit buggy here. I don't know why, because okay. Okay, don't worry about the, I think I already know, but don't worry about the animations, but as you can see, I think I'm stuck. Okay, just check. I think I had to remove this. Aha. It's this one that is making me like foolish. And right. Okay. As you guys can see, I had a few bugs, and it's okay. We all make errors. It's life. So, and as you can see, it's moving here. Let's go. Moving around. It's a little bit. But the only thing is when you turn, it's kind of changing the direction that you were going. But that's not a problem. You guys can figure that out. It will be a good challenge for you guys, but at least the basics are there. Okay, as you can see, and as you can see, you can see. Okay, I've stopped pressing. It will walk, it will move, but eventually it will stop moving. Now I press to move around, and you guys, as you guys can see, you can play with this. So if you guys have any doubts regarding this, please leave a comment. You already know that you can leave a comment, and I will try to figure out a way to show you guys how to surpass that issue. Okay. So if you guys like this video, you already know what to do. Just leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell button to new videos, because I'm doing videos now on Monday and Thursdays. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Mondays and Thursdays, or at least I will try. But it will be on those 2 days per week, at least for now. If not, it will be at least on Thursday. So, but at least those 2 days will be. So no more things from my side. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys at least learned something, and see you on the next video. So bye bye.